To begin your swing, push and hold the left mouse button and pull back. When your golfer reaches the top of their backswing, push the mouse forward to swing. Make sure you keep that button down throughout the swing. That's the stuff. After each shot, you will get feedback about your accuracy in the bottom right-hand corner. In the middle of that circle, there's a white stripe. And you need to keep your swing within that white stripe if you want your shot to be accurate. Now let's try another swing and remember to keep it within that white stripe. That's what we're looking for. And you're also going to receive feedback on your swing timing, and that's the meter that kind of wraps around the top of your swing accuracy indicator. Your backswing timing refers to the point at which you transition from backswing into downswing. If you do this too early, you're going to reduce the power of your shot. If you do it too late, you're going to add power but increase the difficulty of the swing. Your downswing timing refers to how fast you push that mouse forward. If your downswing is too fast, you'll hook it, and if it's too slow, you'll slice it. Let's try to get perfect timing on this next swing. Good job on that one. Congratulations, you got the basics down pat. Can't wait to see you use some of these lessons out on the course. In this lesson, we're going to talk about one of the most important skills you can have at your disposal, and that is putting. Okay, to begin your putt, hold that left mouse button and pull the mouse back. The farther you pull back, the stronger your putt will be. Now, the backswing meter at the bottom of your screen is going to indicate the proper strength for this putt. When the indicator gets to the white part of your backswing meter, push that mouse forward to complete the putt. Good job. That's what we're looking for. Your putt weight is how hard you hit the ball. To set your putt weight, move the aim marker towards or away from you. The further away from you the marker is, the stronger your putt will be. Since this is a downhill putt, we'll want to ease up on our weight. So move your aim marker a little closer to you by using the down arrow or the S button, and then have a go at this putt. That was well done. Those moving dots on the grid are telling us that your putt is going to break to the right, so you're going to have to aim to the left to compensate. To move your aim marker, you're going to want to use the WASD keys or the arrow keys on your keyboard. To sink this putt, press the A button or the left arrow button to move your aim marker a little bit to the left to compensate for the break. Well done on that lesson. And with that, you are ready to pop the lights out on these courses. As with any skill in the game of golf, practice makes perfect. And before too long, you'll be feeling your way around these greens like a pro. Hello and welcome to this lesson on clubs and shot types. We're going to dig through that golf bag a little bit, and I'll tell you a few simple tricks you can use to navigate some of the situations you find yourself in on the course. Okay, so for this shot, you're hitting into the wind. This means you are going to have to club up, or in other words, use a longer club. So let's press the change club keys on your keyboard until you get to the pitching wedge, and then have a go at sticking this green. Nice work. Now it's only a matter of time before you find yourself in a situation where the normal shot type is just not going to do. Now to get on the green from here, you are going to need a chip shot. So let's press the change shot type key on the keyboard until you get to the chip shot, and then chip that ball nice and close to the pin with your next stroke. Well, you've got the hang of this one. Information about the current lie of your ball is available always in the top right corner of the screen. This will give you a range of how much spin and power your shot will retain, and then you can use that info to adjust your shot accordingly. For this particular situation, let's change our club to the sand wedge and then change our shot type to a splash shot, which is a great shot for getting out of these greenside bunkers. After that, give that swing a go. See if you can stick it close. Let's just go ahead and give that another try. Well, no need to linger on this lesson. And now that you know a thing or two about shot types, I'd encourage you to keep on trucking with these lessons and get into some more advanced stuff, because I think you're ready for it. Hello there and welcome to the lesson on advanced shots. In this lesson, we're going to learn about techniques you're going to want to master if you want to compete with the pros. In this situation, we are going to need to take a partial swing. If you chip this with full power, it's going to blow right by the hole. So we are going to have to move our aim marker closer to us to compensate. Move the aim marker a little bit closer to you. See if you can get about a 75% power chip. And then use the backswing meter at the bottom of your screen to dial in the proper strength for this chip. Not quite. Let's reset. Try again. Well, you've got that one down. Manually adjusting the loft of your shots is going to help you get that ball closer to your target. The catch here is that changing your loft also increases the difficulty of your shot. While holding the true shot key, press and hold the left mouse button and drag the mouse down to increase your spin and dynamic loft on this shot. Land this shot near the cup. Your increased loft is going to give that shot a little backspin. It's going to keep that ball from rolling off the green. Not quite there, is it? Let's try again. Well, not quite. Let's try that again. Not quite. Let's try that again. Well, that didn't quite pan out. Let's give that another go. All right, that didn't pan out. Let's give it another go. Not quite. Let's reset and try again. I don't think you got that quite. Let's best to try that again. All right, that didn't pan out. Let's try that again. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that one again. That didn't quite pan out. I guess we'll try again. Didn't quite get that. Let's try that one again. How about we try that again? I think we've got time for another try at this one. And let's just go ahead and try that again, okay? That should probably be tried again. Not quite. Let's try that one again. Not quite. Let's try that again. Great work. Looks like you've got the hang of that. Applying a fade or a draw to your shot can really open up some stroke-saving shortcuts. And you guessed it, this will also increase the difficulty of your shot. While holding down the true shot key, press and hold the left mouse button and drag the mouse to the left to apply a fade to this next shot. Then swing away and watch that ball flight curl gently back into the middle of the driving range. We'll chalk that one up as a success. This is the end of the advanced shots tutorial. If you want to get even more advanced, you can always go to the profile menu and tweak your club selection in your golf bag. Either way, it's going to take a lot of practice to get used to these advanced techniques, and I can't wait to see how your career progresses as you explore the game. Okay, this is where we part ways, and all that's left for you is to choose a difficulty level, and then you can go ahead and customize your golfer in the My Player menu if you feel like it. If not, all good as well. We'll see you out there on the links real soon.
2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
Today's coverage of the Bluff Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth. And it's hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, great to be with you guys. Now this group will be one to watch today. Lots of chatter on social media leading up to this pairing. We have a rookie on tour who has set very specific goals for themselves, and their first one is to beat their playing partner this week.
Love it, Henny. This will make for an extra layer of excitement. It always adds a bit more drama to an event when we can follow a competition within a competition. Can't wait to see what happens in our featured group throughout this tournament. Well played. Second shot here on the first. And here we are with the third shot. Lining up the birdie putt here.
Looking really good.
Didn't quite have the right stuff there.
That will drive you bats.
He's currently tied for fourth. One of our on-course reporters, John McCarthy, has been out surveying the scene here in preparation for today's broadcast. John, what are some of the things the players will be looking out for today at Craggy Heights?
Well, Luke, I think one of the first things the players are going to be looking at is really, literally, the shapes of these fairways. They are laid out in a way that often there are little pockets of fairway the players can hit to, and if they do end up safe, they can really open up options on their approach shots, but they're going to have to be confident in their swing to reap those rewards. Another thing to watch for are holes like the fifth, where the fairway narrows significantly the further out you hit your tee shot. There's also holes like the par 4 17th, where you can drive the green, yes, but there is a lot of danger in the form of water and sand around the green to contend with. So it's very much a risk-reward course. Can't wait to just sit back and watch how these professionals take this course on. Should be a fun week here at Craggy Heights.
Looking good.
A well hold. He'll take the birdie.
And with that hole, this player is currently tied for first with Brooke Henderson.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
And after a birdie at the last, he'll take the honour on the hole.
Should find the green.
Well, they've got their eye locked in. Look at that approach shot against Ricky Fowler as well.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what...
And there it goes from the sand. And back to the course with the live action. And just about 8 feet left to the hole.
This for back-to-back birdies.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
And with that part hold, it's back-to-back birdies.
Kinda like it, 2 in a row.
And with that hole finished, they're currently in the lead, with Brooke Henderson following in second. Let's see what happens here on the 4th. Looks like they got all of that one. That's on a good line.
And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Sitting up here from about 160 yards.
Any bounce to the left here would be helpful. Outstanding approach shot. Trying to get 2-3 under par with this putt.
This is their look at birdie.
This one's tracking.
Oh, just missed that one.
Unable to take advantage of the great approach there, Rich. Currently 2 under for the day.
We've arrived at a par 5.
Oh, absolutely flushed. Well, Rich, it's become a bit of a new age thing on tour. A couple of rivalries that heat up on social media. We've seen a number of other players that call each other out. What have you made of this social media age?
Well, you better have thick skin if you're going to get into the social media arena. Thankfully, they didn't have it when I was out there on tour because I don't know if I could handle it. I certainly couldn't be trusted with it back then. But I think if you're going to go into that arena, you have to treat social media like it's just something that it's fun to do. If you do go down that rabbit hole in social media, you better be prepared for the consequences.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
This one will run uphill.
Surely it's going to.
Beautiful shot. And that will take him to 3 under.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Wow, what a save.
And now this is why you can never get comfortable, even if you're leading a PGA Tour Pro. This is what they do. They mean business.
Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Welcome to the tee of a par 4. That's a good-looking shot there. Few players have had the kind of impact on the game that Ricky Fowler has, and certainly being a fan favourite, Rich. It's funny when you see grown men dressed head to toe in orange supporting this wonderful person. But I know he wants more out of his career bio than what he's got right now.
And he will definitely get it as well, Luke. He's too good of a talent, and he has too much ability to not be a great player and be on the top of the leaderboard definitely a few times during the season. He is definitely, if there is a Pied Piper in golf outside of Tiger Woods, I would put my thumb on Ricky Fowler, just because so many people go out there dressed in the orange gear that he has, and whatever he does, they just love it. He's engaging, he's affable, he looks like he is enjoying himself on the golf course, which I truly believe he is. He really is one of these players that's so dynamic and so fun to be around. You can't help but root for him week in and week out.
Henny, how's that ball lying?
Well, it's a little deeper into the rough, but it's sitting nicely.
Nicely done.
13 feet to the hole. If it's up, it could be in. And racking up their 5th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 5 under. Still in the lead now after that hole. Here we find ourselves at the dramatic 8th hole at Craggy Heights, a par 3 playing 198 yards from the back tees.
Look, probably one of those picturesque par 3s on this golf course, if not the one. Obviously, coming up shy is a huge no-no with water lurking there. You're going to see most players hit it deep into the green. Anywhere in the heart of the green really is just fine. Walking off with a par here is just dandy.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. Our leader is currently enjoying a 4-stroke advantage. Here we have a long par 4. It's going to take 2 great shots to get on. Oh, that was pure. Going with the 5-iron here. This one's heading towards the rough, I think. Not sure if that's how they drew it up.
Coming up a little short with that effort. Not bad, though.
And from the bunker here, looking for an up and down. That was a little untidy, wasn't it? Time now for the 4th shot. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 16 feet from the cup.
Oh, just missed. And this next putt here is for a double bogey. And there may be some cracks starting to appear in this player's foundation. They've just dropped a double bogey. Lovely position for our leader here, Rich. Out in front, but a few holes to go.
Yeah, no time to start thinking about that lead, Luke. They got to keep their head down and keep going forward. Cannot think about that lead or people will pass them.
Well played, mate. And he's down there.
Setting up here from about 195 yards.
This one might just sneak off the fairway. Yeah, not a bad effort, that one. Up onto the green and a chance to hole your putt. Putting for birdie. Oh, that's a nice line. Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Why don't we catch up with Ricky Fowler? Ooh, nice little sand shot there. Came real close. And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Our leader is up by 4 shots now. This hole is a par 3. Going with the 8-iron here. Good sounding strike, that one. A wonderful shot. A chance for birdie here on the 11th. A good opportunity here, just 6 feet to the hole.
Little birdie look in here.
What a nice line.
And that's 8 birdies today.
2 in a row there, Luke. Getting their groove on.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. Oh, caught up in some branches. So after that effort, this is the current standings on the course. Our leader is currently enjoying a 4-stroke advantage. Oh, Rich loves standing on this 12th tee here, a par 5. You're always thinking birdie or perhaps better. Take us through it.
At 555 yards, Luke, there still is a decision to be made off the tee for these players. Do they challenge the fairway bunker, but also bring in the water down the right-hand side, or do they just go ahead and lay it up to the left and make it a three-shotter? The bold players are going to knock it down to a sliver of an opening, and from there, they're going to be able to go for it. Second shot playing a little bit downhill. The little pond over on the left-hand side can be a little bit nuisance, but all in all, it's a pretty simple, straightforward par 5. Birdies are in order.
Getting ready to play their third. That's well played. Pin high. What an opportunity to make a birdie. Ooh, nice line. Look at him just surging ahead at the top of the leaderboard. And that will take him to 7 under. Currently in first position. Teeing off here on the 13th hole. Nicely done. From around 180 yards out. Needs this one to kick right. Well, take notes, folks. That's how you do it. Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Oh, great shot. Holes out for a birdie. And that'll promote a good move up the standings. Trying to get to 8 under par with this putt. Looking really good, this one. Well, that'll play. And that will take him to 8 under. And staying right where they were in today's rankings after that. Let's see what happens here at the 14th. This player's got some lovely momentum coming off a birdie at the last. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 175 yards.
This looks to be heading to the green. A quality shot, that. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Birdied their last hole.
And this from the greenside rough. Wow, that was handy holding out from there.
Not a good lie. Fortunate to hit the pin and go in.
Okay, let's get back to the action. What's in front of them, Henny?
Just got to use the touch of a feather. Barely has to blow on it. This is just downhill.
This one's online. Always nice to hold those for a birdie. Leading by a whopping 7 shots after that one. Time to play one of the one-shotters. Going with the 6-iron here. Oh, this would be handy if it could bounce right.
Oh, what a lovely shot. He'll be delighted to be inside the range there.
And this putt is for a big 2 on the scorecard.
Come on, ball. Don't deny him.
Well done.
Whew, that is some pretty good breathing room. Out in front by a bunch.
Currently 10 under for the round.
3 holes remaining, folks. Hang on to your hats. This is going to be a wild and woolly finish.
Teeing off here on the 16th hole. Oh, what a shot by our leader.
Wow, was that a massive drive there. Holy cow.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. Ooh, that almost went down. That's a wonderfully played chip shot there.
You better believe it is great stuff to watch.
This one's for birdie. And that putt will drop, and he'll extend his lead. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
Oh, don't we love a short par 4, particularly on the penultimate hole, Rich. 17 here, playing under 300 yards.
Luke, at just 283 yards, listen, if you're not going to go for this green, you better just give up your tour card. I mean, literally, this is a begging to be gone. This hole is going to show you what kind of player you truly are. Take out the 3-wooder driver, knock it on the green, make eagle, make the crowd go wild. Anything less than that? No, thank you.
This lie's not great. Oh, that is simply brilliant. What a shot.
Oh, beautiful little pitch shot down the hill. Thank you. Gets it to go. Great shot.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Was on a good line. Oh, that would have been outstanding to make the eagle. Let's get back to it, shall we? And now this player tees off their final hole of the event with the lead.
And that's a nice strike. This one should find the fairway.
From around 170 yards here. Opting for the 6-iron.
This one is all over it.
Oh my. This is beautiful to watch.
Dare I say, Luke, this player has been in fuego with his approach shots. Another green in regulation.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've just won their first ever PGA Tour event. Rich, what do you think's going through their mind right now?
Nothing. They're confused about everything right now. I tell you, you win and you can't believe it just happened. You really just have no idea. You're shocked. It's a great feeling.
Well, Rich, you know just how excited this player is.
Players never forget their first ever PGA Tour win, nor will this player. Great job.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now. PGA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
Today's coverage of the Serenity Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and out on the course following our feature group is the delightful Henny Koyak. Hello, Henny.
Hi Luke, I'm glad to be here covering this week's featured group, and what a pairing, as these two have been hinting at quite a budding rivalry here.
No kidding, Henny. This player, he seems to have picked out Bubba Watson as the man to beat. That's ambitious.
Luke, you know when you think that you've got a player on the ropes, maybe they're in the middle of the trees, in the middle of a bunker, and you think they've got no shot. And then they do, in fact, put it to 2 feet. And then you're really frustrated. That's Bubba every single time. He's that player.
No, you can't out-Bubba Bubba, can you? There's nothing elementary about this, Watson, is there? Can't wait to see how this rivalry plays out, though.
Well, you'd have to think this person's got a head full of confidence, Rich, coming off a last start win.
The game is coming easy to this player right now, so no reason not to believe they can't do it again this week.
A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here on the first.
Looks good.
Getting off to a great start at this event.
Can't birdie them all unless you birdie the first, Luke. Good start.
He's currently tied for first. Looking to ride the momentum after coming off a birdie here with this shot. Not bad. Rich, one of the big advantages for the experienced players on tour is their history around particular courses. But what advice would you give to the new players who are coming to a course for the first time and how to handle it?
I would say tread easily. Go in there and just try to get into a good rhythm on the golf course. Don't try and go out and try and hit too many heroic shots or go after too many flag sticks, because if you don't know what the consequences are if you don't pull off that shot, well, shame on you. So I think that the veterans obviously have more knowledge about golf courses, and they can say, oh, I don't want to miss it there because that's dead. I've seen it happen before. When you go into a new golf course, Luke, you got to go in with it and just try and play a little bit on the defensive side. Don't get too greedy. Don't try and make too many things happen. Go in there, find some fairways, find some greens, hole a few putts here and there, get some confidence going first before you start attacking pins.
This is their 5th shot. And now to Bubba Watson.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Let's go down to John McCarthy for our on-course report. And John, you've now had some time to walk the course this week before today's show. What are we in for today at the Jacobson Homestead?
Well, Luke, yes, I love walking around this rural setting. Not a whole lot of trouble to start off with, but things heat up quite a bit when you hit the 7th hole, par 4. Has a dogleg left and a few bunkers and trees to deal with off the tee. Back 9 opens with a narrow and lengthy par 5, but that's really as tricky as it gets. I guess there is it gets a little swampy on the 15th, but the water generally won't be a factor for many players out there in the field. They saved the most challenging tee shot for the 18th, which leads up to an elevated green for the approach. That will be a fun hole to watch this week. Hopefully provides some drama coming down the final stretch. Let's see what happens, guys.
Oh, that was such a good stroke.
Super shot, that. And after that hole, they currently lead in first place with John Rahm in second. Now we're on the 4th tee here at Jacobson Homestead, and it's a par 3, playing 181 off the back tees.
Yeah, that's about as far as you're going to see this par 3 play, Luke. Player's going to go in there with the mid, probably shortish iron. Obviously, with the water on the right, you want nothing to do with that side as the bank severely slopes downwards. Bailing out to left the bunkers, not so hot either. But with just a short iron in your hand, you think that these players are good enough to fire right at it, don't you?
That's a great attempt from long range. So close. Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. Like the look of this one. Wow, they certainly got out of the right side of bed today.
Unreal display this week with that wand.
Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard. And coming off the birdie, they'll be proud of themselves, a chance to keep it rolling.
Yep, that'll work. That's fine.
Looks to be going with the 6 iron. He's found the surface. Good chance here. And he's down there. You got a read?
Setting up this putt 20 feet from the cup.
This is buckets.
And that's a long-range bomb. And rest assured their rival will be looking over their shoulder. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Okay, steady now. And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Our leader is up by 4 shots now. Let's see what happens here on the 6th. Yeah, that one will play. Most golfers these days, Rich, are quite generic style players. It's that hit it as far as you can, knock it on the green, try and hold some putts. But with Bubba Watson, we just got the artist back in the game, didn't we? We had someone who was prepared to do whatever it needed to be to get that ball in the hole. He's just astonishing to watch.
You know, to me, Luke, I think Bubba was born in the wrong era. I think he would have been better served with persimmon woods, Balata golf balls, and blades, and I think that he would be an even bigger impact on the game than he currently is, if that's even possible. I watch what he does with the modern equipment, and it's mind-blowing. He's one of the few players, Luke, that I will actually go in the driving range and watch hit golf shots because it is so fun to watch him aim 30 yards left and just try and hit these big sweeping hooks and fades and I mean, it's just unbelievable what he can do with the golf ball. His eye-hand coordination is simply the best in the game.
He's currently sitting in first place. Time to face a par 4.
That's really not what we were looking for.
Second shot here on the 7th. Going with the 9-iron, I think.
Just a bit outside into the rough.
That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Not easy to find the green coming out of the rough.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. Oh, that one just missed the hole.
Pretty good shot there.
11 feet to the cup.
This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Leading by 5 shots after that. Let's see what happens here at the 8th. Going with the 5-wood. Come on, look after us. Little bounce to the right here. That's well played. Anything on the green from there was fine. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
Might need to get the feel back on the putting green. 12 feet to the cup coming up.
This is what they have left for par.
This one's looking good.
Well, that's a mistake. Tough to leave that short.
Wow, shocking to say the least. How do you miss that?
This would be a great up and down.
And now to Bubba Watson.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
Well played.
And a chip in, Luke, just what the doctor ordered.
It's time to check on the leaderboard.
Our leader is currently enjoying a 4-stroke advantage. Here we are at the final hole on the front 9. This one should find the rough. This lie won't be too bad in the first cut. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Lots of greens in regulation today for this player, Luke. This is a surprise, missing this one.
And from the bunker here. Sitting at 5 under for the day. Currently in the lead. Playing their 5th shot. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Oh dear, this next putt now for double bogey.
This looks like it's got the speed and the line.
Well, a disappointing double bogey for our leader there, but that's provided some wonderful opportunities for the chase pack. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
Looking really good, this one. How good would that have been if it had dropped? And after that effort, that's how it looks. Well, this is when the knees start to knock. The sweat starts to appear on the palms of your hands, Rich. Just a slender lead with 9 to play.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete.
Good shot there, Beamer. Looks to me, Rich, that this player has a ton of confidence. Put themselves right back in position to win straight off their last start.
They're going to have to make some birdies coming down the closing stretch, but they have a lot of good vibes coming from that last win. I expect more of the same this week.
Here's a look at Rambo from a moment ago.
I got to say, his short game is one of the best in the game.
Oh, that's the shot. Go ahead and make one. Don't worry about getting it up and down. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Getting ready to play their 3rd.
Currently leading by 2.
That's some good golf right there. There's part of about 6 feet coming up. Oh, what a stroke. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. And that will take him to 4 under. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. Teeing off here at the 11th. Oh, that is crushed.
Henny, how's that ball lying? It's tough to see from here.
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the first cut. What a shot from the rough. This is gorgeous. What an escape artist. That was a horrible lie.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Get the fist pump ready. This looks like it's going in.
Oh, he's up, Tiger. Big putt for par coming up.
This is looking solid, what they wanted.
That will work.
Currently 4 under for the round. Here we are in front of a par 3. Looks to be going with the 5-iron.
Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface.
That's a terrific shot and sets up a birdie opportunity here at the 12th.
Of all the shots that I like the most, that one ranks right up there.
Second shot here on the 12th. Oh, yeah, a thing of beauty. And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole.
This is what they have left for birdie here. It's looking solid.
And another one goes. And with it, an increase of his lead. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings. Setting up now on a par 4. Atta boy, good shot. Choosing the 9-iron here. Wow, what a shot. Oh, good look at a birdie here.
So far, so good.
Well done. Take the birdie. And that will take him to 6 under. He sits in first position. We find ourselves on the tee, one of the stronger par 4s on the back 9 here at Jacobson Homestead. The 14th playing 483, Rich, from the tips.
Yeah, generous landing area, thankfully out to the right-hand side. Obviously a bunker down the left, and if you miss it even further left, there's water lurking. But the second shot, this is where it gets slippery. This is where it gets dangerous, especially to a back right hole location. All of a sudden, the water down the right-hand side comes into full view, bailing out to the left in the bunker. Not so hot either. Tell you what, it takes a brave player to fire at this flagstick.
And that shot back in the fairway from about 100 yards. Going with the pitching wedge here. This one looks to be on a pretty good line. Oh, that one's absolutely stiff. Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that. Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. It's tracking. Wow, that's classy. Good save from there.
Absolutely. In the bunker off the tee, getting that one, that is a Brucey bonus.
And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. Let's see what happens here on the 15th.
No harm, no foul there with that shot. This one headed left.
Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going forward in 2.
2 big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
And now to Bubba Watson.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
Oh, this is exciting. A putt for an eagle. Oh, get in. And the putt drops, now at 8 under, heading down the stretch.
And a nice feeling it must be to have that sizable of a lead coming down the stretch.
Well, I think that warrants another look. Let's see that again.
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
Leading by 8 strokes now after that hole.
3 holes remaining. This is what it's all about. Time to see who is going to get it done.
Let's see what happens here at the 16th. Opting for the 9-iron. Oh, that's outstanding. Another great shot by our leader. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
Setting up this putt 9 feet from the cup. What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie. Rolling end to end, this looking nice.
Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Come on, ball. Come on.
Oh, so close.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands.
Our current leader now enjoying a 9-stroke lead.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on?
And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum. Great shot. Playing this shot from around 220 yards here. Needs this one to kick right. Good shot there. Now, long-range putt coming up here. It'd be good to make a bomb, wouldn't it?
Looking for another birdie here.
Ooh, right by the hole. No, that's too bad. 6 feet remaining to the cup.
Yep, tracking well.
They're nicely holed.
Now at -9 for the day. Rich, we find ourselves at the finishing hole here at Jacobson Homestead, and it seems strange to be playing it just at 400 yards.
I tell you what, though, I like this finishing hole because it gives you options. You don't have to necessarily hit driver here. If you do, you got to take it over some pretty tall trees, and you can't miss it to the left-hand side. The safe play, lay it out to the right, but now your second shot becomes just a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult to get it that close to the hole. I love the options you have on this finishing hole. A great opportunity for one final birdie.
Clever play that. Just get it back into the fairway. And here we are with the third shot. Going with the 9-iron, I think. This one's headed towards the rough. He didn't look to hit that one quite so flush.
And what a rare miss today. They've been so good with their approach shots.
The equation's pretty simple. Chip this in and win the tournament. Didn't that look good for a long time? Oh, wonderfully played chip shot.
Just eyeballing that one, trying to make it.
And this putt for the tournament. Good stroke. Oh, super effort that. Holds the putt to win it all.
If one is good, two is twice as nice, isn't it? 2 wins on the season for this player. Awesome stuff.
And Rich, what a performance. They've got back-to-back wins. What a force they're proving to be out here on tour.
I gotta say, this player is in full flight at the moment. Just sit back and watch how awesome they are at the moment.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Helvey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. 2K Sports and the PGA Tour, proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open is about to start. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm looking forward to bringing you the action from the ground level for this week's featured group. Now there's a sense of heightened competition this week, and this player has mentioned that they're starting up a rivalry this week with their playing partner.
And this week, Henny, they're looking to beat Harold Varner III. It should be an exciting and entertaining duel.
Absolutely, Luke. Harold Varner III is one of the most charismatic, talkative, and highly skilled players out there on tour. He'll either cut you down with his game or his slick talking. You better be on your guard.
Yes, he's got a sharp tongue and a clever game. Let's see how HV3 goes up against this player in this rivalry.
Wow, did this come out beautifully.
Getting ready to play their third. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Straight back up this hill. Can be firm here.
Looking better.
Oh, wonderful effort. Confirms the par.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
He's currently tied for fifth. The second at TPC Summerland is a par 4 measuring 469 yards from the back tee. It plays slightly downhill, so a strong drive here will set up even just a short iron approach. However, there's a huge waste area to the right, so accuracy off the tee is required. The smart option here is to lay back with the 3-metal and give yourself a full shot in, and also take one club less into this green as it will release down the slope. That's a pretty handy shot.
What an amazing approach shot. I think their rival, Harold Varner III, has a worthy competitor this week.
Here's HV3.
Wind is blowing left to right. Going to try and hold it against the wind.
Yeah, not a bad shot, that one. 8 feet to the cup.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Starts off on a good line.
Oh, that's a ripper. Currently 1 under for the day. The third hole at TPC Summerland is a very strong par 4 measuring 492 yards. There's a huge ravine that works right up through the middle of this. It requires a very strong drive up the right half to go at this green in 2. There is a big fairway to the left if you want to tuck over and get up and down for your par that way. Looks like this one's bunker bound. That got a little out of control, I think.
Not taking enough club to get it there.
Well, this is some lovely momentum to take into the tournament, coming off a last start win, Rich.
Can't think of any better momentum. Obviously, the player is firing on all cylinders. Sit back, watch, and enjoy it.
Well, the putt is going to be coming out of the bag, but it's still going to be a long way from the hole.
This putt for par here.
That was a little bit too much power. Oh dear. Time to get the chipper back out. Time for the 5th shot. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup. This really looks good.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
That is hunting for the hole. What a disappointment. And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. The 4th at TPC Summerlin is a pretty straightaway par 4, measuring 450 yards from the back tees. The fairway bunkers down the left and right are to be avoided. Really, not much to this hole, just be accurate on approach. The history of golf has been littered with some great characters. For the modern game, Harold Varner III is right up there. A really personable guy, just effervescent. And I think, Rich, the only thing we're all waiting for is that first W to come. He seems to deserve it.
I can't wait to see what happens when he gets that first W. Oh, it's going to be blissfully fun. He's such an engaging personality that you can't help but just like him. He is out there enjoying every single moment of being on the PGA Tour, playing against the best in the world, and he believes that he can hang with every single one of those players. It hasn't kind of shown up yet, but there's no doubt in my mind, with the belief that he has in his own game, that alone will carry him to a win on the PGA Tour sooner than later, and I'm thinking it could happen as early as this year.
Trailing by a couple of strokes now. The 5th at TPC Summerlin is a par 3 measuring 197 yards. Depending on where they put the tees on this hole, ensures the type of club you need to get at it. If you're going at it, make sure you avoid that bunker that's short and right.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
A putt for a place in the top 10.
Looking really good. Oh, so close, but an easy par. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Yeah, they've left it in the perfect spot here, just below the hole. They can be aggressive up the hill.
This one's dialed in. Some momentum being built now. That's back-to-back birdies. And that will take him to 1 under. Billy Horschel is atop the leaderboard with a 1-stroke advantage. The 6th at TPC Summerlin is a snaking par 4, playing 430 yards. There's a big waste area up to the left-hand side that needs to be avoided. If you can position your drive on the right half of this fairway, it gives you the best shot up the hill to a green that is not protected by any bunkers. And what's in front of them there, Henny?
Setting up from about 130 yards out.
And he's safely on the green with that shot.
There's a long way, but I tell you what, I've seen it happen before, so there's a chance.
Here's a putt to move into a share of top spot on the leaderboard.
Oh, so close. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. Par putt coming up here. Nice line. Nice little putt to hole, that one. Billy Horschel currently in the lead here. The 7th at TPC Summerlin is a short par 4 measuring just 382 yards off the tips. Really, you just want to avoid the trees on the left-hand side because that will prevent you getting at the green, which is well guarded by bunkers and trees. Lay up, short right, a nice little wedge in here and try and make a birdie.
That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff.
And playing this one from around 120 yards out. One stroke off the lead.
This looks to be hit pretty well from where I'm standing.
Well, that'll work. Up on the dance floor. Could have been worse.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
That's frustrating. Let's return to live play now.
This putt for the lead.
Rolling end over end. This putt's looking great.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. Step aside, everyone else. Now number 1. And after that hole, leading Billy Horschel by a stroke. The 8th at TPC Summerlin is a big par 3 playing 239 from the tips. A well-struck shot will avoid the gully here, but anything to the left half can roll off the green. The bunker short rider also to be avoided, so you don't make a sloppy bogey. Just needs this one to kick right. Oh, good shot that, right inside the range. 15 feet to the cup.
This for a birdie run.
Get excited. This could go in. Mark it down. That's birdie number 5.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
And after that hole, you've built a 2-stroke buffer over Billy Horschel. The 9th at TPC Summerlin is a par 5 measuring over 563 yards. Really, the main aim here is to just avoid that bunker off the left of the tee. Then, if safely in the fairway, you can get after this green. A strong shot will play to the left half of this green and feed down to any hole location. A birdie chance, no doubt. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up this shot from about 120.
This one heading towards the green.
Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th.
Harold Varner III setting up his next shot.
Oh my, how about that for a par?
Tough bunker shot, no bother whatsoever for this player. They find the bottom of the cup.
Putting for birdie here.
Surely it's going to.
And he just keeps putting a gap on the rest of the field. What a putt to hole. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. Oh, this is a precarious position, if you don't mind me saying, Rich. They have the lead, but there's plenty chasing with just 9 to play.
Yeah, but I like the position. I like being out in front. It forces the other players to come catch you. I like their position.
That's a big drive. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
This is looking around 115 yards out.
That's an absolute ripper. What a shot. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole. Okay, time to return to the action. Good chance, this one. Right on 6 feet.
This is their look at birdie.
Oh, what a round this is. 7 birdies today, and that will take him to 5 under. Our leader is up by 4 shots now. Placement off the tee is required at the TPC Summerlin 11th hole, par 4, measuring 448 yards. The big bunker down the right side is to be avoided at all costs. And there's also a little tree there which might affect any line of sight approach to this green. From around 140 yards here. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. Oh, that's a high caliber shot. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Setting up this putt 15 feet from the cup.
Tracking. Oh, that had eyes for it. Lovely shot. And that will move him to 6 under par. Still in the lead now after that hole. The 12th here at Summerlin is another short par 4. 442 yards off the tips, but plays slightly downhill and leaves just a short iron approach. The only real danger here is the big body of water that starts around 150 yards short and goes right up past the green. Ooh, sometimes you need a hacksaw to get out of this rough.
Yeah, oh no, this one's left. Yep, they Houdini'd that. That's brilliant.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Well, that'll be one of the shots of the day, that's for sure. Trying to get it to 7 under par with this putt.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
And down she goes, the long-range bomb. And with that, he'll move to 7 under. Incredible. That shot so good, we need to have another look.
What an amazing putt from way out.
So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. The 13th at TPC Summerlin is a monster par 5 measuring over 600 yards from the back tees. The big hitters with a tail breeze can cover that bunker on the left-hand side. But if you want to lay up, make sure you've given yourself the right number, because there's a lot to this green and plenty of ways to three-putt it. Be careful on approach. Wonderfully played. Sitting at 7 under par for the day. Currently leading. A birdie putt awaits.
Now that's how you roll the rock.
He's making this look easy, keeps surging ahead. And with that, he'll move to 8 under par. Awesome play. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Yeah, you like the look of that right off the blade.
All over the parking lot, but a chip in for par saves the day.
And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying an 8-stroke advantage. The 14th at TPC Summerlin is a straightaway par 3 playing 168 yards. The green slopes right to left, so make sure you've got the right length of club so you're not left with a long putt. That was wonderfully done. What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Yeah, 15 feet out. He's been staring this one down. This is what they have left for birdie here.
This one's tracking. And that will drop in for birdie. And now that finds him in first place. The 15th at TPC Summerlin is a great short par 4. In fact, a lot will try and drive it in the tournament. If you want to lay it back, you've got around about 115 yards uphill to a green where you can't see those back hole locations. However, a good aggressive play here must avoid the pot bunkers around the greens or the big waste area to the left. A chance to make a birdie here or even an eagle. Lovely effort that. 4 feet to the cup.
Yeah, this is looking nice.
Well, you're going to be hard to catch now if you keep making putts like that.
And nice to have that cushion heading down the last few holes.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
How close was that to going in the hole? Great shot. So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. Our current leader is enjoying a 10-shot lead. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. The 16th at TPC Summerlin is another one of those great scoring holes en route to the finish. A par 5 playing 560 yards. A well-struck drive up the right half here gives you a chance to get at this green in 2. If you are going for the green, make sure you got enough club, because that huge penalty area in front of it will ruin any score. Be careful going through the green here as well, because getting down from over the back is not that easy. You like that, didn't you? The 16th hole at TPC Summerlin is the final par 5 on the course, Rich, and one the players can reach in 2.
Obviously, no hope leaving it short with your second shot in the water at 16. So most players bailing out, hitting it just over this green. If they draw a decent lie, they can chip it close, make birdie. However, not so easy. There's a couple of low areas and greenside bunkers to deal with along of this green.
Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
Go to your home ball. Go to your home. Ah, that's a punish. Nothing worse than putting it off for green. And here we are with their fourth. Oh, that's a tasty looking chip. Top shot.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
That's tracking. And there it is. And after that hole, this player is ahead by a whopping 10 strokes.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on? Let's find out.
The 17th at TPC Summerlin is a downhill par 3 playing 196 yards. Jonathan Bird once famously holed out in the playoff here to snatch the title. The green shapes right to left towards the hazard, so make sure if you're going to go for it, be very accurate. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. This putt coming up is for birdie. This one has eyes for the hole. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Sitting at 3 over par. Currently tied for 10th place. Wonderful shot.
And look out, guys. This rivalry looks like it's going to get pretty interesting today as he's making up some ground on his playing partner.
The 18th at TPC Summerlin is a 444-yard par 4 with a big body of water just beyond the gully, which you've got to drive. Make sure you avoid those bunkers on the right side to give you a good iron into this green. Oh, what a wonderful play. Leading with intent.
That drive was simply astonishing.
They get a little ground draw here. Oh, he's been putting on a clinic all day. Another beauty by our leader.
The iron play today has been absolutely stellar. Luke, the greens and regulation, just a fantastic accomplishment. Great to watch.
Ouch, that hurts. Not the end of the world. There's another chance here to close out the victory. Well, it's fair to say that this player ran the tables this week, Rich, and came up trumps in Las Vegas. Look at your Shriners Children's Open winner.
And nobody on the PGA Tour will be shining quite as brightly as this player the rest of the evening here in Las Vegas.
And Rich, mark that down as one of the outstanding wins we'll see this season.
It's always impressive when you see a player outshine their fellow competitors, because all of these players are really good, but this player made everybody in the field look very, very average. So good was their performance.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
Today's coverage of the Champions Invitational is about to begin.
I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this featured group because there are rumours of a rivalry brewing between these two players.
And so this week, Henny, they're vying to beat Tony Finau. This should inspire some brilliant play.
Oh, Tony Finau will not be letting up this week, Luke. But he's such a nice guy, you almost don't want to beat him. I mean, it's tough, but you must. I don't think you're going to outdrive him, that's for sure. But iron play, well, maybe you can get him there. You have to putt well, though.
Tony Finau might be a big cuddly teddy bear, but when it comes to playing on a golf course, he's going to try and strangle you to death. Good luck trying to beat Tony Finau. There is literally no weakness in this man's game. Now he knows how to win.
Needs a little members bounce to the right.
Well, every week there's a certain bunch of players that everyone keeps an eye on. This one seems to be exactly in that company. One of the strong favourites to win, don't you think, Rich?
Without a doubt, the best player all around on tour in my mind's eye. It is no shock to see them contending for the lead once again.
He has this putt to save his par.
And after that hole, the standings have this player in second place behind Tiger Woods.
We have a par 5 on this one. Well struck. It's been a good year. 3 wins so far this season. Handy effort, that one. And here we are with the third shot.
This should play.
Well, usually Tony Finau is the tall order. But after that shot, I think beating it and getting inside it is the new tall order. What an approach. Looking good so far.
Fair effort, that. Good birdie. Nicely played. Moving on up the leaderboard now after that hole. And now let's catch up with John McCarthy for an on-course report. What can we expect from Echo Park Golf Club this week, John?
Well, Luke, one thing I can say about this after walking the course this morning, it's a long one. Distance off the tee, especially important here at Echo Park. The course starts off along the big lake. There are a few holes that hug the edge of this lake, not unlike a Bay Hill, but here you get hit with it right off the start. And when you get away from the water, you get hit with the sand on the 6th. There's a thin corridor of fairway that leads to the green that weaves its way through. I think there's 5-6 bunkers leading up to and surrounding the 6th green. And from there on out, the players are going to be on the watch for the sand because it's sneaky and it's hard to avoid in certain situations. It's going to be an exciting time here, I think, this week at Echo Park.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this.
Oh, you know you want to.
And gets that putt of distance to go.
Yeah, that is not what you want to come up against mid-round, mid-rivalry. That was mean.
Here we are at Echo Park Golf Club, the 4th hole, and it's a big brute of a par 4.
Off the tee, your eyes look down the left-hand side and see 2 massive bunkers and obviously the water. So anything right of that is just fine. If you find the fairway, second shot is downhill just a little bit to a long, narrow green that has got bunkers down the right-hand side. Distance control with that second shot is absolutely imperative if they want to have a good look at birdie.
Quality shot, that one. This putt will move them to 3 under par.
Little birdie look in here.
This has eyes for the hole.
That's a long-range bomb, and with it, puts extra strain on the person chasing behind them. And looking at the standings now, and they're currently in first place, ahead of Tiger Woods, who's second.
Now on the tee after a birdie, fired up and ready for more. Going with the 7. Keep your fingers crossed for a bounce to the right. Terrific approach and a chance for a birdie here on the 5th.
And now over to Tony Finau.
He's currently in 3rd place.
Oh, what a touch of class. Holds it from the sand. Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Well, Good chance to take it even deeper here. This putt's for 4 under. Hey, nice looking line. And that's their 4th birdie of the day.
That is definitely a confidence builder.
And just now, it's Tiger Woods coming off a birdie at the last, and it moves him to within just 2 strokes of top spot.
And the lead is shrinking out there, Luke, getting close.
This hole is a par 4.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
Rich is one of the rare players to ever tame the Tiger in a major championship. How did you manage to do it?
Taming him, that's a big stretch there. You know, I did it because I never had to play with him. I was fortunate enough to not be paired with him in the 3rd round, nor in the final round when I was paired with Justin Leonard. And going back to the comments about the roars, you know, not knowing that was him making those birdies. You assumed it was, you couldn't deny that it was, but not knowing, it was a lot easier to say, well, that was Fred Funk, who he was playing with in the final round, who was having such a great week as it was. It was easier to deflect that a little bit. I think if I would have played alongside him, I think things might have been a little bit differently, because he does bring a different energy, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable. But when you start hearing those roars going up and you're playing with them, well, you know exactly what's going on. But when you're not playing with them, I was able to kind of deflect what he was actually doing, and I was fortunate.
Currently -5. Currently in the lead. Getting ready to play their 3rd.
Currently leading by 3.
This would be a great up and down. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Very crafty, that shot.
Judging it beautifully.
Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here. Looks good off the blade.
Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
He's sitting there just in 3rd place.
Chance to get 1 under the card with this putt. That was a gallant attempt.
Let's take a look at the current standings.
Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. Just a couple to play here on the opening 9. Here's the tee shot at the 8th. And after that par, they're looking for something good here. That's tidy.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
This is a good chance. And that putt will give them birdie number 6 on the day. And that will take him to 6 under.
And that fine play ensures they hold top spot on the leaderboard, with Jon Rahm trailing in 2nd place.
This hole here is a par 4. Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? From about 200 yards out. That's inside the house of opportunity. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And here we are with the third shot. Yes! Hold it! I will take that also into the top 5 now. This putt to get to 7 under the card.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
Just didn't drop. Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. That's half a chance of being holed, this one. And in it goes for the par. Here we go, Rich. In the lead, late in the championship. It's exciting.
Well, Luke, it's been fun watching this player duke it out with their rival, that's for sure. They're winning the rivalry thus far. Should be fun to see where these two end up at the end of the event.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway. Golf became a power game, and there's few players out on tour that have more prodigious power than Tony Finau. If he really wants to go full tilt, Rich, it feels like everyone's playing for second.
He is a dynamic player that has the ability to make birdies in bunches. The ball striking, I think, is always going to be brilliant. Watching him when he was on the Korn Ferry Tour, graduated to the PGA Tour, and just keep watching the steady progression. Each and every week, he just seems to get a little bit better, and the confidence level is over the moon with this kid. And to bundle it all up, Luke, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. You want to root for a Tony Finau. He is such a likable, lovable guy, I believe, that you can't help but root for him. And the wins that he didn't get are just heartbreaking, and we felt the pain alongside with him. I love watching this guy play. I root for him every single week.
Second shot here on the 11th. Choosing the 9-iron here. Oh, come on, sit. Oh, that's a great shot. And a birdie opportunity coming up here at the 11th. It's got a chance. That will drop, and it will extend the lead. And that will take him to 8 under. And now over to Tony Finau.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
That'll sting a bit. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 6-stroke advantage. This hole is a par 3. And choosing the 8-iron here. Nicely done. Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
This one looking really good.
That's a good putt to make. We'll take that. Oh, that was a touch of class. I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Yeah, let's see this again. Have this one on repeat.
And with that hole behind them, they currently lead ahead of Tiger Woods, who's second. Well, the 13th hole here at Echo Park Golf Club is not as kind. A big hole at 504 from the tips.
Well, thankfully, it's slightly downhill off the tee, but yes, avoid those bunkers down the right-hand side, and of course, that meandering brook that is a feature of this golf course. Big hitters can actually take it over everything down that right-hand side, but that's for the brave few. Second shot, downhill slightly to a massive green. Just some big bunkers on the left-hand side, but plenty of bailout room over to the right.
Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing. This is one of those lengthy putts. Good one just to get close. Ooh. This putt to get to 10 under par.
This is their look at birdie.
Oh, just missed. This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. That gets the job done. And with that hole behind us, they're currently in the lead with Tiger Woods in second place. Time to see what this par 4 has in store. Rich, considering everything that's been said about the great Tiger Woods throughout his entire career, it almost seems superfluous to add anything more to it. But what that man has meant to the game, and again to people like yourself who have gone on to win major championships as well.
Yeah, I would think what Tiger has brought to the game is just he changed the perception of the game as it being kind of an old man sport, and all of a sudden he's out there winning and fist pumping and getting the crowds fired up and everybody into the game. It just kind of changed the entire complexion of it. No longer do you have these old guys that are dressed poorly with big beer bellies, and all of a sudden, you know, you got guys that are young and wearing these tight-fitting clothes, going into the gym and treating it more like a business instead of just a sport. He really changed the entire dynamic of the game, the landscape of what it takes to become a great player. And you know, everybody else was just kind of sitting there in awe going, well, how does he do this? Well, it's almost like he had a plan, a master plan to go out there and listen, I'm going to dominate by being physically better, mentally better, and I'm just going to steamroll these guys. And when he first started doing that, everybody's kind of looking back going, okay, he's taking this seriously. Maybe I need to start taking it seriously too, right? So it's just one of those things that came along that nobody knew what to really expect of him. But he told us right away, listen, I expect to win every single week out there, and sure enough, that's what he did.
And he's safely on the green. Let's see if we can make this big putt for birdie. Okay, steady now. That's disappointing. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
Putt is underway.
They make it. Now 10 under par. Just a handful of holes to go.
What a great feeling being that far ahead with just 4 to play.
Oh dear. Can he get out of here?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the sand.
Oh, almost went in. And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Our leader really starting to gap the field now. Their advantage is 9 shots.
3 holes remaining, Luke. This is getting awfully fun.
Stepping up to the 16th tee now.
Opting for the 9-iron.
Oh, they're dialed in. It's an absolute clinic.
Well, the practice is paying off here, Luke. This player is relentless.
This is, oh yeah.
And back to the play, shall we?
A chance for a birdie if this goes down.
Good looking putt. That's inside the range. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
We have a par 4 on this one. Oh, well done. Playing this shot from about 180 yards. Going with the 6-iron here.
That could play.
Pay attention, folks. That's how you play golf.
For this one, for back-to-back birdies.
5 feet coming up to the cup.
Good stuff today, especially the short game has been really sharp today.
This one's looking good.
Just building upon his advantage. He keeps making the important plays.
I like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
So, still currently in the lead after that hole, but Tiger Woods is lurking in second place.
And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today.
Our leader is way out in front in this final round. Always positive coming off a birdie. Let's see what happens here. Well, that's a handy shot. Getting ready to play their third. Well, that's right out of the top draw. A great shot from our leader. All right, let's keep the focus here. This is to win the event. Hang on, this looks pretty... Well, Rich, they say winning becomes a habit, and this player's certainly making a habit of it.
Fantastic week, Luke. A well-deserved win. This player was on top of their game the entire week. Congratulations.
And Rich, that seemed like a leisurely waltz to victory, didn't it?
Didn't break a sweat on the way to victory lane. I gotta say, I love it. It was so easy and smooth. It was a work of art.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. I'm Luke Elvey, and on behalf of Rich Beam, plus all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's good night for now.